On News Hour tonight, tensions mount in Jos community over demolished new school. Court declines Yahya Bello's bail request over alleged 110 billion naira fraud. House of Representatives expresses concern over growing naira scarcity amid heightened demand. Away from Nigeria, Syria's new prime minister engages with outgoing officials to ensure smooth transition. Hello and welcome to the News Hour tonight on Trust TV. I am Aisha Salihu. The news in detail. Outrage has gripped Filin Sokoa community of Jos North local government of Plateau State following the demolition of a newly constructed primary school in the area on Sunday. Trust TV's Adomusa reports that security personnel, including the DSS and police, have been deployed to the area to prevent any breakdown of law and order. The report.
According to the residents of the community, the demolition of the primary school occurred around 3 a.m. after a local security guard was tied up by the suspected hoodlums, who are yet to be identified. The incident follows a long-standing disagreement between Filin Sokoa and certain individuals who claim ownership of the land on which the school was built. An appeal filed in October this year was dismissed, rejecting the land ownership claim against the community. Expressing concern over the development, residents of the community described the demolition as an act of wickedness. We woke up to the devastating news that our community primary school was demolished around 3 a.m. by some individuals who are seeking to create troubles in the area and just at large. The purpose of the building is to ensure that our children attend basic education at public school, but some people have destroyed the school. We believe that government and security agencies will arrest the perpetrators. The demolition of this school is indeed disturbing because we had hoped to enroll our children in the school. We don't have a public primary school close to us. Our children always trek far away to access a school. We cannot make any decisions at the moment because we are waiting for the security personnel to do the needful on the matter. There is no single public school around this place. This and other surrounding communities are hoping to enroll their children in this school. After the land was given to us by the last administration, we requested the member representing the area to help us build the school. Now, some people have destroyed it. We are deeply pained by this wicked act. The community called on security agencies in the state to investigate the matter and arrest those behind the demolition. Adomusa, Trust TV News, Jos.
On to judicial matters, Justice Marian Aneni of the Federal Capital Territory High Court has refused to grant a bail application filed by the former governor of Kogi State, Yahya Bello, saying it was filed prematurely. Delivering the ruling, Justice Aneni said having been filed when he was neither in custody nor before the court, the instant application was incompetent. The former governor is standing trial along with two others in an alleged 110 billion naira money laundering charge brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Reading from the ACJA section, the judge said the provision provided that a bail application could be made when a defendant had been arrested, detained, arraigned or brought before the court. Bello had filed an application for his bail on 22nd November, but was taken into custody on 26th November and arraigned on 27th November. The second defendant, Umar Oricha, was granted bail in the sum of 300 million naira with two sureties. The sureties must be a holder of a property in Maitama valued at not less than the bond sum. They must also deposit their original title document before the court. The sureties must depose to an affidavit of means and copies of passport of sureties be deposited. The court also ruled that Orisha shall deposit travel documents and be remanded in prison custody pending fulfillment of the bail conditions. Also, a magistrate court in Ado-Ekiti has denied bail to human rights activist Dele Farotimi. Farotimi was taken to court for allegedly defaming Afe Babalola, the founder of Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti. At the court hearing on Tuesday, the presiding magistrate, Abayomi Adeosun, postponed the decision on Farotimi's bail application to December 20. This happened after the police counsel, Samson Usobo, argued that the bail application submitted by the defendant was incomplete and not properly filed. Counsel to sacked staff members of the defunct Heritage Bank, Maxwell Okpara, has accused the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation of trying to frustrate the ongoing litigation between the NDIC and the sacked Heritage Bank staff members over the unlawful freezing of their account and unpaid salaries. Okpara stated this after Tuesday's court sitting. Trustee Noel Sampson, who was present at the court, has more in this report.
Speaking to Trust TV News after the day's court sitting, Maxwell Okpara, counsel to the claimants, expressed displeasure with the way the NDIC is trying to frustrate the ongoing case.
The lawyer to NDIC met me here on the last adjourned date in front of this court, and he told me that he came late. He told me that she is the person representing NDIC. And they are going to file their defense and whatever thing they have. So I was expecting them. But I'm seeing it as this is a calculated attempt to frustrate the matter, because this thing happened on the 19th of November, if I'm not mistaken. From that 19th of November up to today, it's close to 1 month. Now, you intentionally allowed it and filed yesterday and submitted me this morning in order to truncate, knowing that court now, no court is sitting again. From next week, court will start going for Christmas vacation. So this is a calculated attempt to frustrate the matter.
Okpara further highlighted the steps he is taking in order to make the case proceed easier and faster to enable the sacked bank staff get justice.
We are looking at a way to get this thing resolved. So I have to apply to court to send this matter to ADR. ADR means Alternative Dispute Resolution. In this National Industrial Court, they have Department of ADR. You don't apply anything that has to do with proceedings of court to their evidence. It is, what do you want? Look at what you want. This person, what do you want? Look at what you want. Then they will look at it with a human face, not a legal face, with a moral face, and said, well, it's supposed to be like this, supposed to be like this. Then they will now appeal to the parties. Do this thing in this way, do this thing in this way. But their resolution is not binding on the parties. If any party said, I am not interested in what you are resolved, you come back to court.
Akena Tenenge, one of the sacked Heritage Bank staff members, expressed displeasure with the NDIC's action in court, but believed justice will be served.
Well, I would say I'm actually not pleased with what they did, because just like our lawyer said before, I think they are just trying to buy time such that they will delay the whole process. But our lawyer, being a smart person, he was able to apply in another direction, which the court granted. And we are very happy. Just because of that singular act, we are very happy, we are excited, and we are trusting God that at the end of the day, we are going to get victory.
The sacked Heritage Bank staff members are hopeful that they will get justice at the end of the day. No, Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
In other stories, the district head of Toro in Bauchi State, Adamu Umar Katukan Bauchi, has called for more investments in basic schools to ensure education at that level achieves predetermined goals. He made the call at his palace while receiving the UNICEF country representative who was on an assessment visit to selected primary schools in the Nigeria-supported e-learning passports in the area. Trustee Adamu Imam completes the report.
The district head of Toro, while expressing concern with policies that are not sustainable in terms of moving the education sector forward, he told United Nations Children Fund UNICEF country representative to also support collaborative effort geared towards the well-being of school children.
In class, the teacher is teaching him, he will be thinking of what to eat. So feeding in school is a bad policy. I have to tell you, the country representative, please tell them in the above that let them stop doing this. Instead of taking their money to feeding, let them take their money to buy chalk, to buy school register, to employ teachers, and then to put chairs in the classrooms and renovate the schools.
Responding at Genzo Central Primary School into a local government area, the county representative expressed dismay over the dilapidated nature of classrooms infrastructure, urging the state to invest more in basic schools.
This gives an idea of how to do planning about how many children are able to go to school. So we see that here we have children attending school, but there are some classrooms that are empty. And they're empty because there's lack of teachers. They're empty because the classrooms needs a lot of investment.
Teachers also lamented that despite the effort for e-learning passport initiatives, the children are having difficulty navigating the devices for learning during classes. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
The governor of Borno State, Babagana Zulum, has reiterated his commitment to ensure that out-of-school children and the girl child have access to education. He stated this during the commissioning of secondary schools in Galameri and Malay in Maiduguri. He said the establishment of vocational centers in parts of the state aims to train 5,000 artisans annually for economic growth and also to curb unemployment and youth restiveness. The World Bank Country Director, Ndiame Diop, described Borno as the best performing state in education following its numerous projects promoting education. He reaffirmed the commitment of the World Bank to support the state to provide a conducive learning environment for children and adolescents.
Executive Governor, we are very, very committed to supporting your efforts to rebuild and strengthen the education sector. The Agile project has already completed 41 secondary schools, new schools, and has rehabilitated 392 schools. This is one of the best performing states.
To address the challenges posed by the large number of out-of-school youths who have exceeded the conventional school age. To tackle this, we have established 5 vocational enterprise institutes, 2 second chance women's and girls skills entrepreneurship schools, and reactivated 9 existing vocational training centers. Our goal is to train approximately 5,000 artisans annually.
It is essential to highlight at this stage the unwavering commitment of His Excellency, the People's Governor, Professor Babagana Umara Zulum, to education sector. Under your leadership, Borno State has consistently allocated a sizable amount in its annual budget to education, a clear demonstration of prioritizing the human capital development as a driver of progress as enshrined in our 25 years development plan.
The Governor of Jigawa State, Umar Namadi, has announced plans to collaborate with the Mariam Babangida Center for Women Development to enhance the empowerment of women and youth in the Northwest region. Governor Namadi made this known during a visit from the center's Director General, Asabe Velita Bashir, at the Government House in Dutse. Report.
Governor Umar Namadi noted that establishing the Northwest Zonal Office of the Mariam Babangida Center for Women Development in Dutse will support the state's ongoing efforts to empower women and youth. He emphasized that such initiatives are essential for the socio-economic growth of Jigawa State and the entire nation.
As you said, women constitute majority of the population of this country, and the same thing in Jigawa State. Also, as politicians, we know the contribution of women when it comes to voting. So it is our responsibility to take care of every citizens of Jigawa State, women inclusive. In fact, if there is any priority we can give, we are supposed to give to the women.
The Director General Asaba Vilta Bashir praised Jigawa State for being the first in Nigeria to approve the establishment of a zonal office for the center. She noted that the office would address critical issues affecting women and youth development across the Northwest.
Promoting women's empowerment and development through research. We do a lot of researches on issues that concern women, Your Excellency, especially all issues that concern women. As we all know, women will constitute a very large population, part of the Nigeria's population, and we have a lot of issues, and only women, only the women know what women face. So we are into researches on issues that concern women.
Jigawa's Commissioner for Women Affairs, Hadiza Abdul Wahab, stated that the state already has functioning centers at the state and local government levels, adding that the partnership will reinforce existing programs aimed at improving the welfare of women and youths in the state and the region.
Actually, this the value addition that this will add to the state government, it will reduce the negative indices that we already have in terms of empowerment. It will address it. Women will be more self-reliant, and they will be more enlightened, they will be more sensitized and educated, and their income will increase. With this Northwest Center for Women Development, which Jigawa is hosting, and today with the DG, we are launching it in Jigawa.
The Mariam Babangida Center has commenced training programs for women in various skill areas, with trainees already producing items as part of their practical development.
The Director General of the National Orientation Agency, Lanre Issa Onilu, has emphasized the importance of the National Values Charter and the need for citizens and the government to follow its directive. Issa Onilu disclosed this at the agency's town hall and parley with senior journalists, media representatives and other stakeholders, where it presented the 7-7 National Values Charter. According to the NOADG, the National Values Charter is categorized into two: the Nigerian Promise, which is the promise made by the Nigerian state through its elected representatives, and the Citizens Code, which is the obligations of the citizenry to nation building. He said the emphasis is coming in the wake of a disconnection between Nigerians and their core societal values.
The National Values Charter, the importance is the fact that it will guide us. You know, I spoke about the identity. When the people don't have anything that defines them, then you can do anything you want. But when you know that when you step out of this line, you will be seen as different, and you'll be seen as negative. You don't want to be seen in that way, so you want to come back to ensure that you stay on the path where every that person is. You see, as Africans, we operate, the anthropologists will tell you that we fall under what they call collectivistic identity, where you live your life based on what your tribe or your religion, group identity. So, and in that case, if we have a group identity for Nigeria, anybody who is not going by that, the component of the identity, will see himself as not being a proper Nigerian. Nobody would like to be, seen not to be a proper Nigerian. But for that to happen, you first have to define who a proper Nigerian is.
Moving over now to security matters, the police in Kano State say they have uncovered a hideout with counterfeit cash in multiple currencies in the Hotoro area. At a press briefing, the Public Relations Officer of the Kano State Police Command, SP Haruna Kiyawa, revealed that the counterfeit cash, estimated in Nigerian currency, amounts to 129 billion naira. Kiyawa said 3 suspects arrested in connection with the counterfeit money are currently in police custody.
The command was able to make a breakthrough, of course, in the recovery of counterfeit currencies equivalent to a total sum of 129 billion 542 million 823,000 naira with descriptions as follows: dollars 3,366,000 naira counterfeit currencies, SEPA 51,970,000 naira counterfeit currencies, naira 1,443,000 naira. Of the recovery also include 6 live ammunition, 3 tricycles and 8 motorcycles, 3 parcels and 175 wraps of dried leaves suspected to be Indian hemp.
The leadership of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State has set up a 9-man panel of inquiry to investigate the bombing of its secretariat in the state on October 5, 2024. The chairman of the APC in the state, Tony Okocha, announced the committee at a media briefing shortly after a meeting of the newly elected state executive at the party's secretariat in Port Harcourt, the state capital. The report.
Okocha said the setup of the panel was necessary because the incident of the APC secretariat was not considered heinous enough to be included in the panel set up by Governor Similaye Fubara. He said the committee will be headed by party's legal advisor, Kelechi Nwozi, and is expected to submit its report within 1 month for legal actions against anyone indicted in the attack on October 5th. This development comes a few days after Governor Similaye Fubara received the reports of the Justice Minikari Judicial Commission of Inquiry and promised that the government will implement all the recommendations according to the law of the state.
We have agreed to set up our own panel of inquiry. The panel will be empowered, will be empaneled to extend invitations to anybody is above the law. Invite people. We are hearing stories and gossips of what happened and what happened, but we cannot agree to it.
Okocha, while reiterating the importance of the resumption of production at the Port Harcourt refinery, stated that with the current exchange rates of the naira to dollar, it will boost the economic well-being of the country.
The other issue to commend Mr. President is for the up and running of the Port Harcourt refinery. Critics, pundits had concluded that project was going to be a wild goose chase and that nothing will come out of it.
The state party chairman called on President Bola Tinubu to always come to the aid of the party in the state when the need arises and commended him for his laudable policies geared towards leading Nigeria out of the economic woe.
You're watching the News Hour tonight on Trust TV. Still ahead. National Mosque, Abuja gets first Igbo Imam. We'll bring you details of this story and more after the break. We'll be right back. It's nice to have you join us again. Let's take a quick look at some of our top stories. Tensions mount in Jos community over demolished new school. Also, court declines Yahya Bello's bail request over alleged 110 billion naira fraud. And now moving on to other stories. The Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs has appointed 5 new imams to lead prayers at the National Mosque in Abuja. The appointments followed their clearance and endorsement by key organs of the council. Among the new appointees are 2 imams from the Southeast geopolitical zone, a move that the NSCIA says reflects the unity of the Muslim community across ethnic and regional divides. Trustee Vice Shafiu Suleiman tells us more.
The Secretary General of the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Professor Ishaku Loide, unveiled the appointment of 5 additional imams for the National Mosque, Abuja. He stated that this move fulfills the Council's earlier promise to expand leadership representation across regions aligning with the vision of fostering unity within the Ummah.
The focus in Islam is just not about where you come from. The focus in Islam, this sultan that we have, go and look at what Islam in Nigeria was before the appointment of this imam. This sultan. Before the appointment of this sultan, there was this suspicion. Do you get the point? You remember when he was appointed and he went to Ansaruddin to pray. The banner in many of the newspapers is Sultan prays behind Yoruba Imam. Yes, because we were coming from a culture, a culture where people did not understand what Islam is. Look at, within this short period, look at what this Sultan has done in unifying. You can go back to make it accommodating all.
So Oloide emphasized that the appointments were based on merit and received the endorsement of all relevant organs of the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs. Addressing reactions particularly from the Southeast over the inclusion of 2 imams of Igbo descent, one of the newly appointed imams clarified misconceptions surrounding their selection.
There are positive cultures and there are negative cultures. For instance, in the Igbo land, there was a time when twins were killed after their birth because they are seen as an abomination in the society. So I know that a Christian, a practicing Christian, will not accept this type of culture. And as a Muslim, my religion prohibits me from indulging in alcoholism, for instance. And I know that a part of my culture is that whenever we have festival, alcohol is consumed there. As a Muslim, this culture is abominable as far as I'm concerned because my religion prohibits it.
The Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs has indicated plans to further diversify the representation of imams at the National Mosque, with a focus on including the South-South region, which is yet to be represented.
Now, some residents of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, have been speaking on why they may not be traveling for the Christmas holiday, a situation they described as unfortunate. According to some of them, high transportation fares, lack of funds, economic hardship, insecurity, and bad roads are some of the reasons they are shelving plans to travel for their holidays. They blamed the removal of petrol subsidy by President Bola Tinubu administration, a policy they described as not well articulated and which have received wide criticism by Nigerians both at home and abroad. Our reporter who visited Jabi and Zuba motor parks, as well as some leading transport company like GUO, GIG, ITC, ABC Transport in the nation's capital Abuja, reports that this year's celebrations are likely to witness a decrease in patronage in transport business as compared to previous years. The Adamawa state government, through the State Action on Business Enabling Reforms, says it is making deliberate efforts to digitize service delivery in the state. Governor Ahmadu Umaru Finteri, represented by his special advisor on ICT, e-governance and policy, Ahmed Hamajam, disclosed this while presenting digital tools to the Ministry of Lands and Survey with a charge on them to utilize the equipment effectively to meet the government's objectives. Trustee Gibson Swadigo reports from Yola.
The procurement of these 3 scanners and 30 all-in-one computers is part of the State Action on Business Enabling Reforms SABA initiative, aimed at digitizing the operation of the Ministry of Land and Survey. During the presentation, Dr. Bello Abubakar Song, the state focal person for SABA, emphasized that the program seeks to enhance transparency in land administration across 7 key indicators. The digital archiving of certificates has already brought accolades to the state from the Nigerian Governors Forum, following a presentation that showcased Adamawa State's advancements in this area.
With this digital archiving, people that
holds land title can now have their confidence in dealing with the Ministry of Land and Survey, because all the documents, the certificates to be precise, will be on cloud. So the issue of file missing or somebody tampering with the certificate numbering or name of the owners will be a thing of the past.
The special advisor to Governor Fintri on ICT, e-governance and policy, Dr. Ahmed Ammanjam, said the current administration is taking deliberate steps to improve digital governance in the state. He noted that these initiatives aim to promote transparency and accountability. With the introduction of scanners and computers, he believes that the burden of paperwork for workers will reduced, thus increasing citizens' confidence in the process, as all certificates will now be scanned and archived digitally.
Right here in the ministry is changing, both physically, like you can see, and then technologically. And His Excellency prioritized this ministry deliberately. Cases here and there where you have files being carried all over the place will be normal. So this is the archive part of it, so it is one system.
The Commissioner for Land and Survey, Joab Sama, commended Governor Fintri for his reforms in land administration, noting that they have significantly improved the efficiency of the ministry's operation.
More developmental projects are coming in the state. So we need to key into this program. We need to safeguard it. We need to support His Excellency Governor Fintri because of the reforms that he has placed in us. And I thank him also because he believes in us, and we are also ready, and we have the capacity to propel this development for the greater use of Adamawa State.
All the speakers expressed optimism that with the ongoing reforms in the ministries, departments and agencies, the Fintri-led administration remains committed to enhancing the overall circumstances of the state. Gibson Soadugu, Trust TV News, Yola.
Now, troops of the 63 Brigade Nigerian Army have rescued 4 kidnapped victims from the Ubolu forest in Oshimili South local government area of Delta State. The rescue operation carried out on Monday followed actionable intelligence about the activities of suspected kidnappers in the area. Major Emmanuel Onoja, the Assistant Director of Army Public Relations, confirmed the operation in a statement, commending the troops for their swift action. According to the statement, the operation involved a heated exchange of gunfire that forced the kidnappers to abandon their captives and escape into the dense forest. The victims, whose identities were not disclosed, are currently receiving care and support at a secured location. The Army assured the public that efforts are ongoing to track down the fleeing suspects. And now to the National Assembly. A bill seeking to mandate domestic processing of at least 30% of raw materials before exportation has passed second reading in the Senate. Sponsored by Senator Nwebonyi Peter, the bill aims to amend the Raw Materials Research and Development Council Act 2024 and introduce provisions for local processing and production protection. The report.
In his lead debate at Tuesday's plenary, Senator Nwebonyi highlighted the transformative potential of the bill for Nigeria's economy. He argued that mandating local processing would boost local manufacturing industries, create jobs for Nigerians, reduce dependence on imports and the demand for foreign exchange.
This legislation aims to boost local manufacturing, enhance job creation, and reduce overdependency on importation, and mandating, I repeat, and mandating that no raw material be exported outside Nigeria without undergoing at least 30% processing domestically.
But once this bill is passed, it will now be mandatory that these raw materials must be processed here, at least 30%. This will energize the economy by providing jobs, by promoting our real sector. Our real sector will be energized, to be more open running. It's very straightforward.
After deliberations, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, put the bill to a voice vote, where a majority of lawmakers voted in favor, allowing the bill to scale its second reading.
Bill for an act to provide for the establishment of raw materials, processing and local production protection, and for later matters 2024. Second reading taken.
In a similar development, the Senate also gave approval for the establishment of Federal University of Mining and Geoscience, JOS. The passage of the bill followed the consideration of a report by the Committee on Tertiary Institutions and Third Fund. Chairman of the committee, Mohammed Muntari, argued that establishing the Federal University of Mining and Geoscience would deepen research and mineral exploration in Nigeria.
That the Senate do receive and pass the bill for an act to repeal the Nigeria Institute of Mining and Geoscience Act 2018 and establish the Federal University of Mining and Geoscience JOS to make comprehensive provision for its due management and administration for related matters 2024 as recommended.
The senator representing Plateau Central, Senator Dickett Plank, who sponsored the bill, said establishing the institution will enable Nigeria to build domestic human capacity, knowledge and skills required for the development of the mining sector.
I feel that this bill is another opportunity for us to have a university of mines where Nigerians and Nigerian totality is blessed with minerals. And if God has blessed us with mineral resources, it becomes our duty to deepen our knowledge in the area of where we are gifted.
Following a close-by-close consideration, the Senate passed the bill for a third reading.
Distinguished colleagues, a bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Institute of Mining and Geosciences Act 2018 and to establish the Federal University of Mining and Geosciences JOS and for related matters 2024, third reading taken and passed.
The Federal University of Mining and Geoscience is to be situated in Jos, the Plateau State capital.
And to the Green Chambers. The House of Representatives has directed the Central Bank of Nigeria to immediately resolve the cash crunch affecting commercial banks. The Green Chamber also mandated the House Committee on Banking Regulation to investigate and report back within a week. This resolution followed a motion by Representative Uguru Emmanuel, who expressed concern over the alarming situation where commercial banks lack cash to dispense. Yet, point-of-sale operators have large amounts of mint cash to sell. The report.
Emmanuel, who questioned the source of this cash, warned that if the Central Bank of Nigeria continues to restrict cash supply to banks, especially during the festive season, it could frustrate businesses and individuals, leading to unrest. He noted that the cash crunch has disrupted economic activities, forcing entrepreneurs to spend hours or even days in bank queues, often leaving empty-handed.
And the pertinent question is, where do they get this money from? Worried that if Central Bank of Nigeria continue to starve commercial banks of cash, especially as we approach the Yuletide season, many people and even businesses will be frustrated and people plunge into untold hardship. Resolved to mandate the House Committee on Banking Regulation to investigate the matter and report back to the House in 1 week.
In other news, another member of the Labour Party in the House of Representatives, Representative Daniel Cholom, on Tuesday announced his defection to the All Progressives Congress APC. In a letter read by Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, Cholom cited the Labour Party's leadership crisis and his desire to support the president in nation building as reasons for his decision. He noted that internal conflicts within the Labour Party had hindered his ability to deliver effective representation. While appreciating the Labour Party for providing him a platform to contest, Cholom explained that joining the APC would enable him to better serve his constituents and contribute to delivering democratic dividends to the people. Minority Leader Kingsley Chinda, however, said that Cholom failed to follow due process as he did not first resign from the Labour Party at the ward level or present evidence of such to the House.
I wish to formally notify you, and through you, the entire honorable members of the 10th Assembly of my decision
to defect from the Labour Party to the All Progressive Congress APC effective immediately. This decision has been after deep reflection and consideration of the political crisis rocking the leadership of the party and other dynamics and realities within the nation.
Mr. Speaker, we cannot continue to put the cart before the horse. That letter that we read is not ripe. Let the honorable member do the needful. Go back to his work.
Leader, you cannot talk about a subject matter you don't know.
Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has resolved to strengthen preventive measures against the ZEC COVID-19 variant to avoid another wave of infections in the country. The decision followed a motion of urgent public importance by Honorable Onyime Idem. The ZEC COVID-19 variant, which was first identified in late 2023, has raised concerns among health authorities across the world, including Nigeria, as countries continue to monitor and control the spread of COVID-19. This variant, like other variants that had emerged over the course of the pandemic, has shown some distinct features that may affect its transmissibility, vaccine effectiveness, and overall severity. Idem noted that the World Health Organization recently issued a global alert about the ZEC variant of COVID-19, a hybrid strain of the Omicron SARS-CoV-2, which has been detected in 43 countries, including high vaccination nations like the United States, the United Kingdom, France, and Germany. As of September 2024, the World Health Organization classified ZEC as a variant under monitoring due to its increased infectiousness and potential for immune evasion.
This COVID variant exhibited increase in infectiousness and unique changes that may contribute to relatively higher immune evasion. Worried that the ZEC COVID-19 variant was first detected in May 2024 and has reportedly spread across 43 countries, including the United States, United Kingdom, France, Germany, and Denmark.
The House urged the Federal Ministry of Health, the NCDC, and other relevant agencies to intensify surveillance at international borders with tools like thermal scanners and infrared thermometers, and deploy personnel for screening and quarantine of inbound travelers.
It was a night of fun and excitement on Thursday when Meccano Motors celebrated the Chang'an Festive Night 2024 with the launch of two premium models from Chang'an, the all-new CS95 and the X7 Plus. The launch was done at an exclusive event which provided an opportunity for the audience, comprising customers, influencers, and other guests, to explore the latest innovations from Chang'an through their representatives. The report.
The unveiling was described as a celebration of a partnership that combines Chang'an's global reputation for quality and innovation, which reflects Meccano Motors' dedication to delivering world-class products and services. The evening began in the stunning Meccano Motors Chang'an showroom, where the X7 Plus was the first reveal of the night, to the delight of attendees. This was then followed by the grand entrance of the all-new CS95 Meccano Motors, a subsidiary of Meccano International Limited, with diversified interest in power generation, real estate, and the construction sectors, has expanded its partnership with Chang'an brands, bringing in different models of Chang'an to meet the expectations of its diverse clients. From sedans to mid-size SUV, executive and luxury cars, Meccano Motors' partnership with Chang'an has grown in leaps and bounds. Its state-of-the-art assembly plant, located at Karame Industrial City along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Warewa, Ogun State, has produced different brands of the Chang'an models. In its portfolio are CS15, CS35 Plus, CS55, CS85, Iado DT, Iado Plus, among other Chang'an brands. But during the 2024 Chang'an night, two new models were added to the growing list of Chang'an in its portfolio. These include
The CS95 and X7, equipped with bespoke features and safety specifications, the CS95 is a mid-size crossover SUV which comes with a 2.0L engine with state-of-the-art infotainment features. On the other end, the Chang'an X7 Plus is a 5 and 7-seater mid-size SUV produced by Chang'an Automobile. Night also featured presentation of awards to some brand ambassadors and influencers of Mikano Matters for their support for the Chang'an brands. Among those honored were Dunchazi, Jemima Osunde, Daniel Etim Efyong, Sidney Talker, and Akan Nani, who were awarded for their support to the Mikano Matters brand. The executive director, Mikano International, Omar Karame, stated that the event was to celebrate not only the success of Mikano Matters, but also the power of collaboration, vision, and determination.
The thing that we stand for, as I said, is durability. All these cars come with 5-year warranty. They come with real Napa leather, okay? And we have all of them as inline 4-cylinder engines, which is very fuel economic and is very, very, very good for the Nigerian roads.
The head of Chang'an Africa Sales, Stephanie Wang, expressed excitement that Chang'an, which in Chinese means lasting safety, found a strong and like-minded partner in Mikano International Limited, led by Mr. Mofid Karame and his team.
At Mikano, our goal started with being a one-shop-to-shop for engineering solution. Over the last decade, we have expanded to construction solution, medical solution, motors, and now hospitality, and many more.
The National Operations Manager, CM Abdulkader, who spoke on the safety measures of the two models, said the two models were carefully selected to align with the Mikano Matters taste for quality.
And right now with these two models, we try to look at our lineup and what we offer and which segment of the Nigerian market we haven't provided a solution for. So with the CS95, the new face, and with the X7 Plus, we're providing 7-seater SUVs that fit both the mid-size and the luxury SUV. So that's what we hope to achieve with these two models.
The head of marketing for Mikano, Karima Okola, is highly optimistic that the two brands will perform better in the markets.
Like I said, the CS95 Plus is for executives. It's an executive looking car. The design language for it is very classic. So it will appeal to people who are, in the corporate world, and people, again, who have large families and like comfort. It's a very comfortable car. It's a very luxurious car. All our cars are very luxurious for their range. So yeah, I think that corporate executives are the main target audience for the CS95.
On a part, Mikano Matters influencer Jemima Osunde speaks in a partnership with the brand while attesting to the quality products the brand is known for.
A lot more people get to see what I've been seeing. I've been with Mikano for 2 years now, and I've been driving their vehicles. Chang'an is an amazing brand. I preach the gospel of Chang'an everywhere I go. And so I'm happy that they are interested in our markets, interested in Nigeria as a market, and are bringing their vehicles here.
With the addition of the CS95 and X7 Plus suite portfolio, Mikano Matters is poised to redefine the automotive landscape in Nigeria.
It's time now to join Yusuf Alkogu for the business news.
Time for some business stories. Sustained rise in inflation rate has stagnated business operation in Nigeria, with the Purchasing Manager Index PMI still below the 50-point reading. PMI track operating environment of businesses, which lead to improvement or otherwise in business performance. PMI reading above 50 points signal an improvement in business condition on the previous month, while reading below 50 points show a deterioration. Companies continue to lower their purchasing amid still price pressures. The International Air Transport Association, IATA, announced its financial outlook for the global airline industry in 2025, showing a growth in revenue to $1.07 trillion on the back of operational cost reduction. This is an increase of 4.4% from 2024 and will be the first time the industry revenue topped the $1 trillion mark. However, according to him, this will be hard-earned as airlines take advantage of low oil prices while keeping load factors above 83%. tightly controlling costs, investing in decarbonization, and managing the return to more normal growth levels following the extraordinary pandemic recovery. Nigerians also on the gaining table today, 9.80% to close at 56 kobo per share. Of course, Tantalizer PLC recorded 9.77% gain to close at 1 naira and 46 kobo per share. Of course, this has pushed up the index upward marginally, though you will say 0.1%. Volume of trade 934.42 million shares, valued at 12.7 billion naira. In a days of 8,961 did exchange hands among investors this Tuesday. The top trading equities by volume is dominated by medium cap equities. Our peak insurance did that table there. 457.64 million shares we traded. Sterling Bank Nigeria PLC 138.4 million shares. Of course, Japan Gold 30.35 million shares it traded as well. Of course, some equities ended on the losing side of the market. Leading the table is HM Call down 9.91% to close at 5 naira and 27 kobo per share. Morrison also down as well, 9.89% to close at 4 naira and 1 kobo per share. Of course, WAPCO also down 9.50% to close at 63 naira and 80 kobo per share there. And that's the highlight of stock trading as it went down this Tuesday on the floor of NGS. Let's see the global stock market and exchange rate data for today. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's overthrow, but the market found support in China's vow to ramp up policy stimulus, which could boost top global crude buyers' demand. At the London market, Brent crude sells for $71 per barrel. For the April basket, price drops to $71 per barrel. And that's business. I am Yusuf Akogu.
Now to developments away from Nigeria. Mohamed al-Bashir has been appointed Syria's new prime minister until March 1, 2025. He thereafter met with members of the country's former government to facilitate political transition. This is even as his relief forces carried out large-scale attacks across Syria, targeting 3 airports and other strategic military infrastructure, including in the capital, Damascus. Earlier, toppled Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's Prime Minister Mohammad Ghazi al-Jalali agreed to hand power to the opposition-led Syrian Salvation Government headed by al-Bashir. Meanwhile, renowned Syrian activist Mazen al-Hamada's family has confirmed that his body has been found at the notorious Sidnaya prison as rescue teams ended their search for missing people at the facility. In the meantime, Qatar, Iraq and Saudi Arabia have condemned Israel's dangerous land grab in the Syrian Golan Heights as United Nations peacekeepers accuse it of violating the 1974 ceasefire deal that ended the 1967 war. It's time now to join Adeni Ajishafe for the latest in sports.
The 2024 Adova Handball Premier League came to a thrilling conclusion with TJ Marine Handball Club and Safety Babes emerging as champion in the men's and women's categories. TJ Marine Handball Club made history by becoming the first team based in the South to win the league in this era from 2017 to 2024. They finished top of the men's category league table following their 36-33 victory over second place Riemann Strikers of Sokoto with 58 points. In the women's category, safety-based victories spread their winning streak to 53 matches since 2022. They have won 53 out of 55 matches. Meanwhile, Defender Babes finished second with 45 points, while Rema Queens finished third with 41 points after defeating Imo Grasshoppers 33-31 in the top place battle. And in football, 2 talented young Nigerian referee Gbemisola Yusuf and Onyekwere Ozichi have been appointed to officiate at the inaugural Wafubi Under-17 Girls Cup in Accra, Ghana. Gbemisola Yusuf, a University of Lagos undergraduate, has been selected as a referee for the tournament. Her meteoric rise in officiating includes participating in the Young Referee CAF course in Cairo, Egypt, and officiating at the CAF Secondary Cup in Tanzania in 2023. Known for her excellent decision-making and composure, Bemi is seen as a future star in football officiating. Onyekwere Ozichi from Bayelsa State Referee Council will serve as an assistant referee. Richard's standout performance at the Betsy Obaseki preseason tournament in Benin City, Edo State, and at this prestigious assignment. Her professionalism and attention to detail have made her a respected figure in Nigeria's football referee circles. This appointment reflects the Confederation of African Football's commitment to identify and nurturing young referees. The WAFUB Under-17 Girls Cup not only serve as a platform for showcasing football talent and also highlight the future stars of officiating like Yusuf and Ozichi, who are poised to make Nigerian proud at the international stage. That's Sport News. I'm Adeni and
Very delightful note. That's about the size of our package for you on the News Hour tonight on Trust TV. Remember, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms. And also, join our YouTube live stream for more news programs and documentary. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good night.